Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Morning, myself Sangeeta Devi from GK Jain School, Rayapura. To have a more update on our educational videos, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel GK Jain School. And if you like our videos, you can just like on it.
In today's class, we are going to see the 11th Standard Commerce Unit 1 Historical Background of the Commerce in the Subcontinent. So for many topics in the first unit, we started seeing about, we saw about the trade with the foreign countries, and we saw about the trade activities, how it was there in the Sangam age between the Chera, Chola, Pandya, those king we saw in the those before classes. In today's class, we are going to see something new topic in the first unit, historical background, that we are going to discuss about is the barter system. Barter system we will be seeing, and what is the constraints in the barter system. Those two topics which we are going to see in the today's class. First, we will see about what is barter system and how it was there in the older period. Because this is the historical background, the unit name itself, it is being told that it is a history about the commerce. What is the commerce, how the activities in the commerce were there in the older period. So we are going to see about all those topics in the first unit will be about the history of the commerce. Likewise, here the barter system is also the history. Now, what is barter system we will see. Barter system is goods exchanged for the goods. Very simple. If I want to tell, it is a goods exchanged for the goods, but you should include the one more thing. It is without the invention or intervention of the money. That is very, very important. Why I have given the simple word as goods exchanged for the goods? Because you should understand the barter system very simple. Here, let me give you an example. There is two pictures is shown on the screen, where you can see on the one side you have is the wheat, on the other side you have is the rice. Okay, let me explain you. That is the goods exchanged for the goods without the invention of the money or intervention of the money. So we don't have the money in those periods. It's very easily you can understand. What is that? Goods will be exchanged for the goods. Okay, but without the money. If I am going to a shop, okay, let me take it off. I am going to a small shop. If I give 10 rupees, then only the shop owner give me a pen. Or if I go and give 30 rupees, then only he gives me a notebook. So we have each goods different values, right? Obviously we have a different values for each thing, and we pay the money. When we are paying the money, only the shop owner or the other persons, they will be giving the goods to us. At present, it is our situation. If I want to buy a mobile phone or a bike or a car, any goods, it can be of any goods. If I want to purchase a goods, I should pay them a money, then I can get those goods. This is what is happening in the present scenario. If you look back in the older period, it is what is very simple method. It is goods exchanged for the goods. So there is no invention or intervention of the money at all in those period. Here you see there is a rice, and one side it is a wheat. There will be a 2%. Let me take it off. 2%. One is A, another one is B. Now A and B wants to exchange their goods, because on those period we don't have the money invention at all. So in that time, what they do, they exchange their goods. If today I have a 20 kg of a rice, and my family is very small, I have only 4 members, 20 kg of a rice is high, it is 10 kg is enough. If I feel the excess, the surplus which I have, I can exchange with my neighbor or with my friends. In those periods like that only they exchanged. The other friend, like B, is having a wheat. Okay, one is having a 20 kg of a rice, 10 kg he uses for his own purpose. The excess 10 kg he wants to exchange, or he wants to do something. So what is now in the same situation, we go with the B. B is also having a 20 kg of a wheat. 10 kg of a wheat is enough for the B families, and the balance 10 kg he has. Now I am talking about the kgs, but those time we don't have the measurement at all. For your understanding only, I am using all those measurements, values and all. So now what is happening? Now A wants to exchange with the goods with the B. they can exchange. Now rice is needed in the B family, and the same way wheat is needed in the A family. There is a coincidence of their want. Want is not the wishes. So there is a wish in the case, there is a coincidence. Now what it is happening, they are both, A is giving the rice to B, B is giving the wheat to A. There is an exchange of the goods for the goods. It is what we tell it as a barter system. In the very beginning of my video, I have given you a very simple meaning about barter system. In today's class, I have given you the in-depth meaning about the barter system. Why I am giving you this? Because we are going to see about 2 more topics in this barter system. So you should understand what is the barter system in a correct way. Then only you can know about what is the difficulties or what is the challenges which we have in the barter system. We can learn it. So main thing you know about what is barter system. In Tamil, we tell this barter system as a pandamatru. So there is a goods exchanged for the goods without invention or intervention of the money. So before the invention of money, it was like this. When the money was started being used as an invention, then we all know at present what is the situation. We go and give the money, we get the goods. Whatever goods, there is a value for everything. It can be of let me take it of from the cosmetics to the luxury goods also, any kind of goods. There is a value fixed for it. If I want to buy a comb, there is a value. If I want to buy a chair, there is a value. So we have at present everything is valued and everything is bought. Is there in the after this all because of the invention of money. Now we saw about what is barter system. I have given you the example also. The goods will be exchanged for the goods. If you are giving me a goods, I will be giving you other goods which you needed. Now we are going to see about in the next topic, what we have is the constraints in the barter system. First, what is constraints in the barter system we see. So barter system we all know about it. What is that? It is a goods exchange for goods. So in the constraint is the difficulties or what are the challenges that we have in what are the challenges we are facing in the barter system. Everything we are going to see. There is a 4 difficulties majorly it is noted and it is given in your textbook also. Let me discuss one by one so that you will understand in a better way. Now we see about the first one, lack of double coincidence of wants. Now what is that? Double coincidence of wants is a lack. Lack is something it is not having. Here we see take 2 examples. There is a and there is a B. Okay, very beginning what I given for barter system, same example also we can take. Let me give you. A is having a rice, B is having a wheat. Same example I am going with. So A wants to have the exchange, but A is not in need of a wheat. He need a millet or some other goods. Okay, A is having the excess of goods of the rice, but B is having a wheat, but A do not want. Do not want is he don't want the wheat at all. So he wants some other millet, but B is ready to buy the rice. B is ready to buy the rice, but A is not ready to buy the wheat. He does not want. Now there is not a coincidence at all between their wants. Yes, obviously we don't have the coincidence at all in between those 2 wants. Then what you will do? There is the barter system we cannot have at all. In that situation we cannot have the barter system. If A is having the need of wheat and B is in need of the rice, they both can exchange the goods for the goods and there is a presence of the barter system. Now in my example, I have told you that A is not ready to buy the wheat at all from B. So what is happening? B is ready to buy the rice, but A is not ready to buy the wheat. Sorry, there is no double coincidence of the wants. One is ready, but the other side is not ready. So in that situation, the first difficulties which we have in the barter system, that both the wants should be equal. If A, B or C, D, no different persons, but both are ready to exchange, then their wants should be coincidence. Then only they can exchange the goods with the goods. Next, what is the difficulties which we have in the barter system? We will see non-existence of common measure of value. Now, in the common measure of a value, non-existence. So it is not available in that. If in my example, I told you that 10 kg of 20 kg of rice, 10 kg is excess. For your understanding only, I told you. In that also, I mentioned you that is no measurement is available in those period. So in this, we will see about with the non-existence of the common measure of value. Let me give you an example. First thing, what is that? Let me take it of rice. Okay, rice, if we are measuring it in the kg, 1 kg, 2 kg. If your mother or a father give you 100 rupees, go and buy 2 kg of rice. They are giving some measurement and they are having the values for it. It is not only with the rice. We have, if your father or a mother tell you to go and buy a chair, how much is chair? It is 1 chair or 2 chair. The value we have, it is 500 or 700 or 800. We are having some values, right? So this is what is that measurement as well as the value. But in the older period, we don't have any common measurement or a value. So that is the another difficulties which is being faced in the barter system. After this, we started valuing it present. Yes, we are the present. You want to go and buy a bicycle or a two-wheeler. We have a values and how much you want, in which color you want. We have a different measurement as well as, right? Before that, okay, that is before the barter system in the period, they don't have the common measure of value. They exchange the goods with the goods. Now, if you at present, if anybody tell you to exchange the goods with the goods, what you will do? In your mind, suddenly it will strike. You will search for the values. If your friend comes to you, I have a 20 pence. Why can't you give me the 2 notebooks? I'll give you 20 pence. You will start valuing, counting it. Okay, it is 5 rupees pen, 5 rupees into 20 rupees, 5 rupees pen, it is the 20 pen he is going to give me. How much rupees I am going to get if I give them 2 notebooks? So we started each time whenever we are exchanging the with your friends or with your families also, we started valuing it. Your brother or a sister comes to you and ask for that, why don't you give me your box, I'll give you the notebook or something. I'm just giving you an example with the stationery items. It can be of any goods. In that situation also, what you will do? You are giving me only 50 rupees worth. I am giving you 100 rupees worth. We have started valuing it each and everything. So that is what is the other things which we have in the after the money has came. Okay. But thus, in the common measure of a value is not present in the barter system at all. They exchange the goods. Whenever any need is being equal, then they exchange the goods. That is what is the non-existence of the common measure of value. Next, we see about the third one, a lack of direct contact between the producer and consumer. Yes, obviously in the barter system, there should be a personal contact. That is directly the producer and consumer should meet face to face. If they meet, only the barter system is applicable. If I am having a rice at my home and other person is having the wheat at their home, they should come together and then only there is a exchange of the goods can happen. Okay, if it is not, if they are not having a face-to-face meeting, in that situation the barter system is not at all applicable. So that is what is the direct contact, lack of direct contact between the producer and the consumer. So what is happening, whenever the producer and consumer wants to have, producer is who? The one who manufactures the goods. Consumer is who? The one who consumes the goods or one who purchases the goods. Now, whatever the goods is produced, it can be of any kind of a goods, okay, any kind of a cosmetics or luxury goods, any goods. If it is manufactured by the producer, in the barter system, they should have the face-to-face communication. Then only they can exchange the goods. If it in the barter system, it is the another one more difficulties which we have. Now, every time all persons cannot go and meet the producer and get the goods. At present, if you see about this situation, if today I want any kind of a goods, I can go through the online where we have the electronic commerce. Everything I can purchase it on the e-commerce. Today I want a bicycle or a two-wheeler or a car. I want a mobile phone or TV, fridge, any kind of electronics or any kind of cosmetics, any kind of dresses. Everything is available in the e-commerce. Or groceries. If we want to some eatables or groceries at your homes, it is possible to get it in the online. That is there. So that is what is the another one more thing which we have in the barter system, which we lack in those period. There is every time there should be a face-to-face communication in the barter system, but it is not possible at all. Next we see about the fourth one which we have in the lack of surplus stock. So what is the lack of surplus stock? Surplus stock, whenever I have excess of the goods only it is possible to exchange the goods. If whatever I manufacture is enough to my family, in that situation I cannot exchange the goods with anybody. That is not possible. So if I have an excess, or if I told you in the very first example in the barter system itself, the A is having some 10 kgs or some goods in excess in his hand. In that situation only he is exchanging the goods with the B. If he has produced only 10 kgs of the rice, then it is enough to his family only. So that place the barter system is not applicable. So whenever there is a surplus of the stock with the people, then only they can go for the barter system. So that is another one more difficulties which we face in the barter system. So in the constraints in the barter system, we discussed about the 4 different topics. One was the lack of double coincidence of wants. Another one is the non-existence of common measure of value. Next is lack of direct contact between the producer and the consumer. Another one is the lack of surplus stock. So these are the difficulties or the challenges which we are facing in the barter system. It is not going to end at all, which we are going to continue. All these constraints, when it came to an end, all these difficulties, every time whenever we have a problem, then obviously there should be some solution. In your maths also, whenever your teacher is giving you some questions or problems, then obviously the teacher will be having a solution in them. It is not only with the maths, it is everywhere it is applicable. Whenever we are facing any problem, then for that problem, we are going to have some solution. So that will be there. Likewise for this all 4 difficulties in your textbook it is given only 4. We have much more difficulties. So in this constraints in the barter system, to overcome we have a solution. The solution is the invention of money. Yes, all these difficulties came to an end. When you see about the lack of first point which we discussed, lack of double coincidence of wants, how it came to an end. Whenever we have a money, we can give the money and get the goods. There is no need of the double coincidence of what at all. Next point what we discussed, lack of surplus stock. Surplus stock is whenever we have the goods in exchange, we can give it for the money. If we are not having, no problem. If I have a money in my hand, I can go and purchase any kind of a goods. There is no necessity at all to have the surplus, then only I should exchange. That is not there at all. And next one is the direct contact between the producer and consumer. At present, if you see that there is no meeting of the producer and consumer directly at all. All is done through an online website, where we go and click on the website and add it to the cart, and it will be delivered to us in the doorstep itself. That is possible at present. So it is, if you see in the invention of money, there is after that whoever wants to buy the goods, they and go personally or get it from some other one, they give the money. So that is another one more difficulties came to an end. Next is non-existence of the common measure of a value also. Every time we started keeping or fixing some values. If we take it of a door, windows, or a table or a chair or a pen, notebook, everything is having a value when the invention of money came. So all the 4 constraints, the difficulties what we faced came to an end when it was the invention of money. So in today's class we saw about the barter system, what is the barter system and what is the difficulties which we are facing in the barter system we discussed. And we saw about that how the constraints came to an end with the invention of money. Now it is not going to end with this topic. We have one more very important topic, that is hindrance of the barter system or the business. What is that hindrance of the business or the barter system? So when this invention of a money came also, there were some difficulties or something other than this constraints which we are facing in the business, that we are going to discuss in the next class about the hindrances of the business. We have 10 topics in the hindrance. That is a very important 5 mark. So everyone are requested to watch that next upcoming video also, so that it is very important to know about the important 5 marks hindrance of the business. We will be seeing it in the next class.
Thanks for watching.